Hi, I'm Jo Bailey and this video is called The Narcissist Next Door. Narcissistic behavior is all about wanting prestige and wanting power and wanting attention. It itself is not a mental disorder. It is different to narcissistic personality disorder, which is a more pervasive, enduring and chronic condition that relatively defines a person's personality over a course of time. Any one of us can display narcissistic behaviors, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have narcissistic personality disorder. So I'm going to speak to narcissistic behaviors in this video because there is probably a narcissist in your life somewhere, even if it's next door. So how do we know someone is displaying narcissistic behaviors? Well, they're going to be obnoxious. They're going to be very self-entitled, attention-seeking. They're going to have that obsession with power and notoriety. They're probably going to lack a lot of empathy for others. They'll have an inflated sense of self-importance. They'll want praise and admiration. And they're probably going to be male. Males are more likely to be narcissists than females. They typically live in a fantasy world of which they are the centerpiece. And they will have no trouble guilting, shaming, blaming, exploiting or manipulating others to maintain the focus on themselves and to continue their drive, their desire for power and self-importance. So I can confidently say every one of us has encountered some form of narcissistic behavior. You may even have a narcissist in your family. Well, you may even be in a relationship with one. You may be working for one or with one, or you may even have some narcissistic behaviors yourself. Research shows us that narcissists tend to show up more often in certain professions. I'm going to tell you the top 6 professions where we're most likely going to see narcissists. At the top of that list is academia. Professional and research-based jobs where one can promote some form of importance, of authority, or intellectual acclaim and accomplishment. I think about my years at university and there are a couple of people that stand out, certainly not going to be naming them in this video, that demonstrated potentially narcissistic personality disorders. Interesting, since they were part of the psychology faculties. The next area is entertainment. I don't think this one would surprise anyone. All our celebrities, our Hollywood stars, the ones that really think they are better than others because of what they do. I think the entertainment world invites a lot of narcissists. But it's also probably true that people come into that world, become famous, and then become narcissists themselves. We've all heard of celebrities throwing tantrums if they don't get what they want, having an inflated sense of self-importance, and having a long list of demands for their producers or the people that they're working with. I'm sure off the top of your head you could probably think of a few celebrities that are probably narcissists. At the end of this video I'm going to give you a list of some narcissists that are in the public domain, in the spotlight, and see what you think. The third area are medical professionals. I can think of one very clearly when my son had a broken arm, an orthopedic surgeon. He had no bedside manners. He was actually very good at his job, but he certainly was a narcissist. The way he spoke to his staff, the way he spoke to his patients, the way he walked around with this air of grandiosity, his behavioral posturing, his body language, definitely a narcissist. But the upside was he was a fantastic surgeon. So I guess that was the price we had to pay. So the fourth industry where we see a lot of narcissists is politics, and perhaps out of all the different politicians in the world, this one would stand out in everyone's mind as a possible narcissist. Even at a local level, I'm sure you could probably think of some politicians who have some narcissistic trends and behaviours. Politicians, by definition, govern the rest of us, so it's surely an area that's going to invite a lot of people who get a big kick out of bossing others around and being the rule makers. The fifth career area are sports stars, sporting personalities. Just like celebrities, these guys tend to get overpaid for a relatively minor set of skills. Having said that, I've not even been able to do a cartwheel throughout my entire juvenile life, so I'm not one to criticise. However, in the course, in the bigger picture, are sports stars a little overrated? Possibly, and this is maybe why it attracts a lot of narcissistic behaviours. Sports stars, who should really be role models for our youth, tend to act in ways where they are very self-righteous, self-entitled, and think that the rules for everyone else don't apply to them. So whilst not every sporting star is a narcissist, there sure are a lot of areas in sports that I can think of off the top of my head where we've seen a lot of narcissistic trends. And the sixth area is probably the most rife one. It's the corporate field. Executives and managers and CEOs. These people are at the top of the pecking order. So it's really no surprise we see some narcissistic behaviours in this population. It's also a slippery slope down into corporate sociopathy, and I have done another video on this, which I'll link right here. There are discernible differences between narcissistic behaviours and a workplace sociopath, so I don't want the two to get mixed, but often workplace sociopaths have a lot of narcissistic behaviours, and there is a big blurry area in the middle of these two diagnostic categories. So what causes narcissism? Well, the truth is we don't really know. But some researchers suggest that in biologically vulnerable children, the parenting styles can effectively create a narcissist. Parenting styles that are overly protective or neglectful may result in children that think they can do what they want. And of course, genetics and neurobiology also play a contributing role in the development of both narcissistic behaviour and narcissistic personality disorders. So let's have a look at some narcissists that are in the spotlight, in the public domain, and see if you agree with me that these people are potentially narcissists or even have narcissistic personality disorder. Now, this is not diagnostic, it's based purely on what we see in the media, and we do know the media is very skewed, it censors, it edits, and what we see in the media may not be representative of what a person is truly like when the cameras are turned off. However, I've got a sense these people at least display very clear and identifiable narcissistic behaviours. So of course we're all going to think that Donald Trump is way up there on our list. So let's all acknowledge that he potentially is a narcissist and get him out of the way. One of his associates from the past, Jeffrey Epstein, most definitely is a narcissist, and that has been clinically diagnosed by some of the psychologists involved in his trial. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, probably. There's a lot of agreement and consensus that Joan Crawford was a narcissist. O.J. Simpson, sports star, definitely lacked some empathy. Larry Ellison, Bill Gates, and of course Mark Zuckerberg would be on my list. Madonna, Paris Hilton, Larry Page from Google, and I think Hitler should get some sort of special mention here. Oh, and then there is my son's orthopedic surgeon, my university lecturer, and odds are there's probably a narcissist next door, or at least in the neighbourhood. I hope to do some more videos on narcissism. I find it a fascinating area and one that seems to be emerging and growing in the psychology field. If you found this video interesting or helpful, let me know and I'll be sure to do some more. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other and have a very happy and peace-filled day. Bye for now.